Hello, good morning. Can you people able to hear me? Put it in chat if you are able to hear me.
Yes, able to hear you.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, today what we are going to discuss is about this is our agenda. Okay, what is DevOps? What is an application? Okay, what is an application? What is SDLC? What is a server? What is a physical server? What is Kubernetes and Docker? Where does Docker and Kubernetes fits in software release process? Okay, this is our agenda today. Yesterday we have discussed what are the different things that we are going to see as part of this course, and what are the different tools that we are going to use, and we have also discussed what are the different projects that we are going to do. And I have also given some information that this class will be going to shifted will be going to be shifted to 8 a.m. morning. Please note that. Okay, that's the thing. Actually, that's the important points that we have discussed yesterday. And the prerequisites is only one AWS account. It's an AWS account is a prerequisite, nothing else is required. Okay, so that's the thing. Today this is our agenda. What is our agenda? What is DevOps? Okay, what is DevOps? Actually, DevOps is it's a combination of development and operations. Okay, DevOps is a combination of development and operations, because Docker, Jenkins, and Kubernetes were the DevOps tools. Okay, so it's development means in DevOps, it does not mean the application development. It means that developing scripts in order to automate the tasks, right? So whatever the regular tasks you are going to do in the in your organization, so that task will be automated using some scripts, whether it may be Python scripts, Groovy scripts, or any other shell scripts, or Terraform one, any other scripts. Okay, developing those scripts in order to automate our regular tasks is comes under development in DevOps actually. And what is operations? Operations means like maintaining the infrastructure created because of this development. Okay, we develop some scripts and create some infrastructure. What is infrastructure? Something like servers. Okay, so maintaining that servers is comes under operations, like regularly giving some security patches to that servers, and supporting that applications deploying on that servers continuously. New versions, deployment of new versions to that servers comes under operations. So development means developing the scripts, operations means maintaining the servers actually. So yeah, under the DevOps there will be many tools. There will be many tools which comes under DevOps. Okay, now out of those, Docker, Jenkins, and Kubernetes were the core tools, and that's what we are going to do as part of this course actually. So some of the tools I have listed as part of this diagram. Okay, as part of this picture. So that's a thing, and this is a DevOps actually. Now what's the next one? What is an application? It's, you already know what's an application is nothing but a website, or application is nothing but a portal in which we do our activities. Amazon.in as an application, Flipkart, and whatever it is application. Okay, application means redbus.in is application. So that is hosted on a server actually. So what, that's an application means it's a website that is there, which we regularly interact in our daily activity. So that's an application, web application, right? So this application which we have is followed, is developed in some process actually. The developers need to develop that application, right? So that application will be developed in some process. So that process is called SDLC, software development life cycle process. Okay, not only this process is it, there are many processes. Okay, but this is a one we are discussing about. This is agile process, and we have many other processes for development of particular software. Okay, in our in our one second. In our slides I have put this one, but yeah, there is a requirement to put this one actually. So first phase, this SDLC belongs to, like, this SDLC, software development life cycle, contains six different phases actually. First phase is the analysis phase or the requirements phase. What the people does in the requirements phase, analysis phase, is collecting the requirements, like how many people are required to develop this project and how many people are required to maintain, how many servers are required. So that kind of requirements will be collected, like what kind of functionality that you want as part of that project. So all those requirements will be collected by client, like collected from the client, uh, in the analysis or the requirement phase. Okay, next phase is a design phase, where the UI UX designers will be there. They will be designing the application, the front end part of the application, and the back end. There will be system design will be there, and designing of the system design will be also done by the design phase. And that's one. There will be design patterns. If you are a backend developer, you might be knowing that design pattern. So that's a thing. Okay, so in the design phase, what the people will do is they will design the application, how the application architecture should be. Okay, how the application UI look should be. So if suppose if you want to log into any application, you will be entering your username and password, right? So where that username and password should be appear on the page, whether it should be right on the page, top of the page, or middle of the page, or the left of the page. So like that. Okay, that kind of design is been done in the design phase. Okay, next phase is the development phase. People will be deciding one programming language, and they will be developing the application. Okay, next phase is the development phase. People will be considering one programming language, that is Java, .NET, or Python, depending on the depending on the application, depending on the requirements they collect. Okay, so they will choose one programming language, and they will develop the application. And in the development phase, people will also write test cases, unit test cases. Okay, they will follow some frameworks, JUnit, Mockito, and PowerMock. Okay, these are some of the frameworks for Java. They will follow these frameworks and write the unit test cases as part of the development phase. Once the development of the software is completed, the software will be moving to testing phase. In the testing phase, testers, okay, they will be performing testing, like regression testing, okay, performance testing, or whatever it is. They will be performing, like testing will be performed on the developed software from the development phase. Okay, that's a testing phase. Okay, deployment phase. Okay, this is where it is important for us. Okay, so we are going to deploy applications as part of Docker and the Kubernetes. Okay, this is the phase where the Docker and Kubernetes comes into picture in our course, actually, deployments phase. Okay, deploying the application as a Docker containers. Okay, deploying the application on the Kubernetes clusters. Okay, so that's a deployment phase. What is the deployment means? Placing the developed application onto the server. Okay, that's a deployment. Okay, so deploying the developed application by the developers after completing the testing on the servers, actually. So that's a deployment. Okay, the way we are going to deploy the application is using Docker on the Kubernetes clusters. Okay, that's a deployment phase, actually. And the maintenance, already what is maintenance. If the regular new versions of the application is being released, okay, regularly that application need to be updated in the on the servers, actually. And the security patches and maintaining the applications, and all this comes under the maintenance phase of the SDLC process. Okay, these are the six different phases of SDLC, and our Docker and Kubernetes comes under deployment phase in as part of the SDLC. I will be talking about the Jenkins, but yeah, as of now, Docker and Kubernetes comes under the deployment phase, actually. Jenkins will be automating everything, but yeah, that's a thing. Okay, now that's a SDLC process. Okay, what is a server? What is a server? See, the developed application. Suppose in the previous in this people have developed the application using by following this SDLC process, right? So after developing that application will be placed on a server so that it will be accessible to everyone in the world, right? So that is a server. Server is a is a entity where we deploy our application, and that will be accessible to everyone in the world, like Amazon.in, right? Something like that. So that's a server, actually. Sorry, where does Docker and Kubernetes fits in SDLC process? Docker and Kubernetes fits as part of the deployment phase in SDLC process that we have discussed here itself. Okay, that is deployment phase. After developing the application, we will follow the Docker way of deployment onto the Kubernetes clusters. Actually, that's the thing, actually. So that's a that's a deployment phase. It comes under deployment phase. Okay, now here we have a server actually. So there will be different types of servers. Let me go to the diagram and explain you clearly. And let me remove all these things. Okay, now we will be in the initial era, like before 10 years or 20 years. There used to be physical servers. Okay, this is a physical server actually. Now let me name it as, let me label that one as one second, this should be this. Okay, physical server actually. Now this physical server contains 10 GB memory and 10 CPUs, 10 CPUs actually. So this is a physical server and it contains 10 GB memory and 10 CPUs actually. Please remember that one second. Yeah. Now I have deployed, suppose I have developed an application and performance testing is completed, testing is also completed, and that came under the deployment actually. Now I have deployed an application onto this physical server. This is the application. Suppose let's think this is the application. Okay, application I have deployed onto the physical server. Okay, this application I have deployed onto the physical server. Okay, this is a physical server. Okay, now this application which is deployed on the physical server is only using okay 1 GB 1 GB of memory and one CPU, one CPU actually. So this is the application that is using 1 GB of memory and one CPU, right? Now, what about remaining 9 GB of memory, 9 GB memory, okay, and 9 CPUs actually, 9 CPUs actually. Now, see, 1 GB of memory and one CPU of this physical server is used by this application, and remaining the left out thing is 9 GB memory and 9 CPUs were the left out thing. Okay, this is the disadvantage that we have if we deploy the applications onto the physical servers directly, something like this, without using any Docker and virtualization technologies. Okay, now let me write that one. Disadvantages of deploying applications on uh, applications on physical servers actually. So this is the like, let me bold that one. Yeah, something like this. Okay, the first disadvantage that we have if we deploy the applications on the physical servers is the resource wastage. Okay, resource wastage actually. What is this resource wastage? You can see that out of 10 GB memory and 10 CPUs, 1 GB memory and one CPU is used by my application, and 9 GB memory and 9 CPU were left out. Were left out. Were left out. These are called resources in this world. Actually, these are called resources. Okay, so this is the resource wastage that we have if we deploy our applications on the physical servers. That is first disadvantage that we have if we deploy applications directly on the physical server. Okay, now second thing, what is the second disadvantage that we have here is high maintenance. Because suppose I want to deploy multiple applications, I have multiple applications like this. Okay, I have multiple applications like this, right? I need to buy multiple physical servers to deploy multiple applications, right? So if I want to buy multiple physical servers to deploy multiple applications, okay, so I need separate team to maintain those physical servers. I need separate team to maintain those physical servers, right? So I need to regularly update the security patches. I need to regularly do some do some maintenance activities, right, for that physical servers. If I want to, if I have multiple physical servers. So the second disadvantage, if you deploy multiple applications on the multiple physical servers, is the maintenance issues. Okay. uh, maintenance problems. Okay, problems we have. Okay, now this is second disadvantage. Okay, the third disadvantage, if we deploy the applications of the physical servers, is like high cost. Because if I want to if I want multiple physical servers, I need to spend some money. I need to spend some cost, right? After purchasing, also, I need separate room. I know to maintain that physical servers. I need to provide air conditioner, electricity. All those things were needed for me. Okay, so that physical servers, I can able to deploy applications on the physical servers. So if I provide all those things, okay, separate room and purchasing physical servers and all these things, okay, separate team, I need to pay their salaries, so, something like that, right? So there is a huge cost if we deploy our applications on the physical servers directly. Actually, huge cost. The cost is more if you deploy our applications on the physical servers, right? Now the fourth disadvantage that we have, okay, fourth disadvantage that we have if you deploy our application on the physical servers, is high availability. No high availability. Actually, what is a high availability? See, high availability means even though, suppose someone destroyed this physical server, someone destroyed this physical server that is running. Actually, now the application which is running in this also will be destroyed, because external physical server itself destroyed. Application will also be not accessible, that is running on the physical server, right? There is no mechanism with the physical servers. Okay, there is no mechanism with a physical server that automatically new application would be launched automatically. New application won't be launched automatically. But in case of Kubernetes, if the application is deleted by mistake or manually by wantedly, a new application will be automatically launched without we interacting with the Kubernetes cluster. Actually, so that's a fourth disadvantage, that is no high availability. No high availability, that means no high availability. Actually, that is a fourth disadvantage that we have if we deploy our applications on the physical servers. Okay, because of these reasons, because of there are many reasons, like there are many reasons like this. Because of these reasons, virtualization has been evolved. Virtualization. Now, what is virtualization? Let me tell you. Okay, now, in case of virtualization, we will be having one physical server. One physical server. This is a physical server. Okay. Now let me take a simple same example. Okay, that is a physical server, and with the 10 GB memory, and 10 CPUs, 10 CPU. Actually, so this is a physical server with 10 GB memory and 10 CPUs. On this physical server, we will be having operating system. Actually, OS. This is the operating system that we are having actually on this physical server. Okay, now operating system. See, what is a physical server? Actually, physical server is nothing but your laptop. Okay, your laptop is a physical server where you can touch and feel. It's called physical server, something like that. Okay, now on your laptop, you will be having your operating system, whether it is a Windows, Mac, or the Linux. There will be operating system. Like this operating system will be there. On that operating system, on top of that operating system, you will be deploying virtual, like on the physical server, there will be a virtualization software that is installed. Virtualization software that is installed. Why? What is the use of this virtualization software? I'll tell you in the future. But yeah, like there are many virtualization software that is available in the market, like Oracle VirtualBox or Hypervisor, Hyper-V, like that. There are many actually. Now let me take Hypervisor. Okay, they have installed virtualization software. Like some of you might have installed VirtualBox on your on your laptop, right? It's same like that. Okay, virtualization, virtual machines. So what that VirtualBox will does, VirtualBox will be allowing us, if you install on your machine on your laptop, it will be allowing us to create multiple machines on your physical machine. So that's a functionality when you install VirtualBox on your laptop. In the same way, if you install if you install virtualization software on this physical server, like you can create multiple servers on the within this physical server. This is server number one. Okay, let me copy this, let me put it here. Okay, this is server number two, something like this. Okay, now, and this is server number three, something like this. Okay, so these servers which are created internally on the physical servers are called virtual servers. Actually, virtual servers, VMs, virtual machines, or virtual servers, or everything is same. Actually, uh, virtual machines, and this is also called virtual machines actually. So these servers which are created on top of this physical server are called virtual machines. Now out of this 10 GB memory and 10 CPU that this physical server has, that will be splitted across all these virtual machines. Suppose this virtual machine is with 3 GB memory and 3 CPUs, and let me copy this, and let me put it here as well. Okay, this second virtual machine also has that much, right? So like this. Okay, now this third virtual machine also has that much amount of CPU and that much amount of memory, right? So let me put something like this. Okay, yeah, this out of this 10 GB memory and 10 CPUs, 3 GB memory and 3 CPU is used by first virtual machine. 3 GB and 3 GB memory and 3 CPUs is used by second virtual machine, and 3 GB memory and 3 CPUs is used by third virtual machine or virtual server actually. Now here instead of having, suppose I want to deploy, I have three different applications I want to deploy into this virtual servers. Actually, I want to deploy into the servers actually. Now I can deploy that applications here onto this virtual servers. This is the application one, and this is the application two, and this is the application three actually. Suppose this is the, let me take this one as app one, and app2, app2, and this is the app3, something like this, app3 actually. What you got from this, instead of, if you want to deploy multiple applications in case of physical server, if you are deploying the applications directly on the physical servers, if you want to deploy multiple applications, okay, you need multiple physical servers. But in case of virtualization, on one physical server only, multiple applications can be deployed using virtual machines, virtual servers, something like this. Okay, but physical server itself will be split into multiple servers. Those are called virtual machines or virtual servers. On top of that virtual servers, we can deploy multiple applications, something like this. Okay, instead of purchasing multiple physical servers for deploying multiple applications, we are purchasing only one physical servers and deploying multiple applications here, something like this, right? So the disadvantage, so the cost will be very less for me. The disadvantage with cost is gone for me. The disadvantage with cost is gone for me in case of virtualization. Instead of purchasing multiple physical servers, I am only purchasing one physical server, right? So in that case, I no need of I no need of spending more money, right? So that's a huge cost is gone for me. Okay, now that's gone. That's the disadvantage we have with physical server is gone for me, right? Now the maintenance, right? Instead of maintaining multiple things, I need to maintain only one physical server and the virtual machines. That's it. That's that. Other than that, we no need of maintaining any other things. Okay, now in that case, maintenance problems also will be gone if you deploy your applications on the virtual machines and virtual servers actually. Now these two problems are gone. Okay, now there is no high availability and resource wastage still remains, because if you delete this application, there is no mechanism, with this virtual servers. It will not recreate the application again back. Okay, that is high availability will be there as part of the Kubernetes. We are going to see that. But yeah, now there this disadvantage that we have with the physical server is also there with the virtual servers, and resource wastage is also there. Suppose suppose this is application number one that I have deployed on the virtual servers. Actually, now my application is only using 1 GB memory and one CPU. Now what will happen to the remaining 2 GB out of this 3 GB memory and 3 CPUs that is allocated to this virtual machine? 1 GB memory and one CPU is used by my application. And what about remaining 2 GB memory and two CPUs? 2 GB memory and two CPUs actually. So this resource wastage still there. This disadvantage is also there with virtual machines or virtual servers actually. Right now, because of these reasons and evolution of microservices, Docker is evolved. Now suppose suppose in the Docker as well, we will be having one physical server, something like this. Okay, now in this one physical server, let me take this one as something like this: physical uh, server, and one with 10 GB RAM. Okay, uh, GB RAM and 10 CPUs, right? So this is a physical server that we have. On top of this physical server, we have we have operating system on top of this physical server. We have here operating system. Okay, operating system will be there. On top of this operating system, we have hypervisor or the virtualization software like VirtualBox. You might be aware of VirtualBox. In the same way, there are many virtualization softwares are there. So like that, hypervisor, hyper VISOR hypervisor. And on top of this hypervisor, we will be having multiple virtual servers. Okay, that I have drawn in this case. Okay, that I have drawn in this case. But yeah, let me draw here also. Do not worry about that. Okay, I have multiple virtual servers. This is one VM, two VM. This is second VM, and uh, let me put the third VM as well. Okay, something like this. Okay, this is the third VM that we have, right? So on top of this, these are all three VMs. Okay, do not worry about that. But first one I have drawn very big because yeah, there is a reason for that. Okay, so this is a virtual machine. Suppose this is a VM virtual machine, VM, and this is a VM. Okay, VM, and this is also VM. Okay, VM. Okay. Now, out of these three VMs, like 3 GB, 3 GB, 3 GB, three CPUs, three CPUs will be allocated to each VM. Let's consider that. Okay, as a previous example, we have did that. So in the same way, this VMs also has 3 GB memory and three CPUs actually, right? Each virtual machine has that actually. So something like this. Okay, now on top of this virtual machine, VM virtual machine. Okay, do not forget or do not confuse. This is a virtual machine. On top of virtual machine, there is a physical. On top of physical machine, there is a virtual machine. Okay, virtual machine, virtual server, physical machine, physical server. Everything like physical machine, physical server are same. Virtual machine, virtual server are same. Okay, they meant for same actually. Okay, but different names. That's it. Okay, on top of this virtual machine, we have we have a guest operating system. Okay, guest operating system. Suppose you create on your laptop, you have installed Oracle VirtualBox. That means hypervisor software you have installed. Your laptop might be Windows. Okay, you have installed Oracle VirtualBox virtualization software, and that virtualization software will allow us to create a Linux machines also. That is a guest operating system that you are going to create with the virtualization softwares like that. Here also we will be having guest operating system. Okay, guest operating system. Let me put something like this. Okay, guest operating system. On top of this guest operating system, we will be installing Docker. Docker is a software. Docker is a container runtime engine. What is a container? What is the image? We are going to see in the future. But yeah, as of now, yeah, that's it. Just this is a Docker soft. Let's think of software. That's it. Okay, Docker uh, engine. Okay, engine. Okay, let me put capital E, capital D, and capital E. Okay, on top of this operating system, we have Docker. We will be installing Docker engine. Now, out of this 3 GB, suppose I can deploy multiple applications on top of this Docker as a containers. What is a container? I am going to say in the future, but yeah, do not worry about that. Okay, now you can see that I can deploy multiple applications, something like this. Okay, now this is the application number one. Let me put that on here. Okay, let me put app one, and this is app2, and this is app app3 actually. Now out of these three apps, each application is using one CPU and 1 GB memory. This is each application is using one CPU and 1 GB 1 GB memory actually. Okay, GB. Okay, something like this. Let me copy from here, and let me put it here as part of this. And this third application is also using one CPU and 1 GB memory. Now here entire virtual machine resources were properly used. Out of 3 GB memory and 3 CPUs that are there with this virtual machine, all the 3 GB memory and 3 CPUs is used by the application, right? So this kind of the resource wastage problem is gone as part of this Docker. You can see that this is gone as part of the Docker. But the no high availability disadvantage is still there with this Docker actually. Now what is that? If one application is deleted, suppose I have wantedly deleted this application or by mistake happened actually, there is no mechanism with the Docker to recreate the application automatically without interacting with the like with this virtual machine actually. So this is one of the reason why we go to Kubernetes. This is one of the reason. There are many reasons why we go to Kubernetes that will be discussed in course. But yeah, let me, as I keep it simple in the starting stages, let me stick to this. Okay, file new, and we will be having Kubernetes cluster. Okay, what is Kubernetes cluster? Cluster is a combination of multiple servers. Cluster is a combination of multiple servers. Suppose we have, this is the Kubernetes cluster. Okay, now in this cluster we will be having multiple servers. This is the one server. Okay, this is the second server, this is second server. Okay, now this is a third server. These servers are called nodes in the Kubernetes terminology. These servers are called nodes in the Kubernetes terminology. Suppose if you have deployed an application onto this server, actually something like this. Okay, you have deployed an application app1 onto this server. The Kubernetes, the importance of Kubernetes is like, if you delete this application, or like if you terminate, if you delete wantedly or manually by mistake happened, a Kubernetes will be automatically recreating that application without you manually interacting with the Kubernetes cluster. Okay, that's a functionality of container orchestration technologies. There are like that. There are many container orchestration technologies available in the market. Docker Swarm, Kubernetes, something like that. Okay, Kubernetes. Okay, like this, there are many advantages if you use use Kubernetes cluster for deploying your applications on them actually. So this is one of the advantage, that is, if any application is being deleted, a new application will be automatically recreated without without we manually interacting with the Kubernetes cluster actually. So that's a importance of Kubernetes. Is one of the advantage. There are many advantages. We will see in the course actually how to use them, how to deal with them actually. But yeah, as to keep it simple, as to keep it understandable, let's stick to this because we are at the initial stages, right? So that's the thing actually. Any questions that you have with you actually? Any questions, anyone, please? Anyone?
When the load gets increased, the size also will be automatically
Yes,
up.
yes. When the load gets increased, the Kubernetes, the importance of Kubernetes, that's when the load gets increased, the size also automatically gets increased. We are going to see that practically as part of the Kubernetes actually. That is the horizontal pod autoscaler that we have in the Kubernetes actually. So we are going to see that. Yes, that's an important one.
Okay, and scale down also will be
Yes, yes. After the load get decreased, scale down also will be happened. Yes. Automatically we will be setting that first, and after that, uh, it will be automatically done without you interacting with that actually. You no need of going to a cluster. If the increase in load, you no need of increasing the application pod, something like that. Automatically that will horizontal pod will be taken care will be taking care of that actually, something like that. Yes, that's the one we are going to do. Yes.
And when it gets recreated after getting dropped, it will be from the same same stage of the application, or uh, how it will be.
What is that? When the again load comes means,
So
that's what.
suppose one container gets dropped,
Mhm.
it will be recreated, right? So the applications were installed in that container will be from the same status, or
Yes, from the same status. How the previous status is there, in the same way the applications will be getting created actually. Yes.
so Kubernetes manages this feature, or we have to do some setup or coding.
Kubernetes does itself. Okay, Kubernetes functionality is that actually made. Kubernetes manages that. But how we can, like, how to deploy those applications on Kubernetes cluster, we are going to see. But Kubernetes manages that actually. Yeah. Some Kubernetes objects, we have something called deployments. Okay, where the pod, like your application belong to the deployment. Okay, if your application is terminated, then the deployment object will be recreating the application that we have deployed actually. In the deployment we will be giving this kind of application should be there, and this kind of CPU and memory should be given to this application, and this is the environmental variables should be passed to that application. We will be deciding that one, but after we taking decision, once the application is terminated by wantedly or by mistake, Kubernetes itself automatically creates application with the decision that we took actually. That's the thing.
Okay, when we do it manually, suppose we want to drop it permanently, so that instruction how Kubernetes will take.
Yes, if you want to drop it permanently, you need to delete the deployment by which your application is created. Then your application won't be created again and again. Actually, you can do that actually.
Okay, and one more. The pod will be part of server, and pod will contain the containers, right? So container is the basic unit, or pod is the basic unit?
In the case of Kubernetes, pod is a basic unit. In case of Docker, container is a basic unit.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyone? Any questions, please? Okay. Okay. If no questions, let's move further. Let's move further with
Right,
terminology.
for this course, I mean, do we need any coding knowledge kind of thing, or
No, no, no. Any coding is not required for this course because Jenkins, Docker, and Kubernetes do not deals with coding. But it's kind of a scripting you need. What is that? You need to write pipeline scripts. It's a declarative thing actually. That's very easy. That's really easy actually. You need to write some in Jenkins, not in Docker and Kubernetes, but in Jenkins you need some. We will be writing some pipeline scripts. Okay, that's where we automate the things using Jenkins actually. So yeah, there is some part of coding comes. It's not really a coding, but it's a declarative thing actually. You will be very easily getting that one. Yes, I'll be showing how
So
to.
we are, yeah, we are going to cover during the course the I mean the pipeline scripting and
Yes, yes,
yeah.
that is there.
The YAML files requirement is also there, right?
That's not programming, right? YAML files is there, but that's not a programming, right? Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. So let's move further. Okay, let me remove all these things and uh, yeah, let me move with the terminologies of Docker. Okay, what are the different terminologies of Docker actually? Docker. Okay, so you need to, before going to I need to terminologies of Docker. Okay, okay, before going with any technology, you need to first understand the terminology of that particular Docker actually. So yeah, before yeah, sorry for that, before discussing about the terminology, let me show you the creation of AWS account. And that's where is important. I need to have actually, you need to have that one. One second, you should go to aws.amazon.com. You should go to aws.amazon.com and just click on sign into the console. If you find the sign up directly here, just click on that. But it is not it is not with the case with me. Just click on create new AWS account. Just click on create new AWS account. Okay, now here you need to give your unique email address. Okay, here you need to give your unique email address actually, which is not used anytime with in creation of AWS account. And your account name should be given as part of this. Okay, what's an account name? It's just it's a whether it what the account name, it's a account name, it's a which is identifiable name for your account actually. So whatever account name you want, you can give it here. And you need to click on verify email address, and you will be getting the email address, the verification email to your mail address which you have entered as part of this. Then you need to verify that. And there will be 5 to 6 steps involved in this creation of AWS account. And it's as simple as creating your Facebook or the Instagram accounts. Okay, so provide your details and all the things. And because I don't have a unique email address, that is why I cannot show here. I can show up to here itself. And the important step that will ask is, it will be asking your account details, that is bank account, card details, whether it's credit card, debit card, whatever card it is. Because to verify you actually, it will not it will only debit 2 rupees from your account to verify whether that functional bank account is functional or not, and to verify your identity. And after creating your account, it will recredit that 2 rupees into your bank account back. After that creation of your account, it will not debit even 1 rupee from your account until and unless you pay directly. Okay, you go with the payment actually, it will not debit anything, any rupee actually, right? So why this AWS account is needed for us, I have already mentioned in the previous classes. Because we require servers in order to in order to deploy our applications, in order to practice, in order to do labs with Jenkins, Docker, and Kubernetes, right? So those servers we are going to provision, we are going to create those servers as part of the AWS actually. So that is why AWS is required. Once you have created an AWS account, once you created an AWS account, you need to click on this sign into the existing account. One second, let me go here. Okay, one second. Give your email address with which you created an account. Just click on next. Okay, give your password here. Okay, just click on sign in. Actually, just click on sign in. Actually, this is the AWS console. Once you click on sign in, this is the console that you are going to, this is the first console. This is a look, your UI will be looking like this. Your UI will be looking like this. Actually, now this will be empty for you. This recently visited will be empty for you because you newly created your account. And the first thing you need to regularly check is go to this drop down. Let me increase the font size here because yeah, this is the one. You need to go to this drop down at the top right corner. Okay, just click on this drop down and go to billing and cost management. Okay, billing and cost management, right? You should go to there, and you should be checking this bill. Okay, you should be checking this bill. In case of my bills are not and by today there is no bills for me. You can see that there are no bills. Okay, let me show you. Yeah, it is bill actually. $3 28 $3.28 are billed actually. Yeah, for me, because I have created EKS clusters for the other classes, so that is why I have built. But in your case, you will not be billed here actually. Now that's the thing, you need to regularly check this. Actually, you need to regularly check this. And yeah, that's the thing. Let me go here. That's once that is completed, you need to regularly check that, right? So you should search for this. There will be a search box on top of your screen. This is a search box. In this search box, you need to give EC2. EC2 is the service which we are going to use in order to create the AWS, in order to create the in order to create the servers. Actually, you can see that as part of the diagram I have told you, right? So where is the diagram? Where is that one? Yeah, this is a virtual machine. So I have told you, right? This virtual machines we are going to create as part of the AWS. Actually, these are virtual machines that we are going to create as part of the AWS, right? Let me go here. Click on this EC2. Click on this EC2. Okay, now that is a service which AWS provides to us to create a virtual machines, Now let me go here. Click on instances. As of now, my account has two different instances. That is instances. See, instances, virtual machines, virtual servers, everything was same. We call it as EC2 machines. Okay, all these names will be coming under one entity, that are virtual machines actually. So summing up something like that. Now in the left menu, once you click on that EC2, in the left menu you will be noticing something called key pairs. In the security, let me show you. In this network and security, you will be having key pairs, something like this. Here in the key pairs section, what you will be doing is you need to create a key pair. Why this key pair is required? In order to connect to your EC2 machines, in order to connect to your virtual machines, this key pair is required. You just name this key pair, and click on create a key pair. And a key pair will be downloaded. Like a file will be downloaded to your local machine on your laptop. Please save that file in a safe place. Once you click on a create a key pair, a file will be downloaded in your laptop. Please keep that file in a safe place, right? I am not clicking here because I am already having a key pair. This is not costed. Okay, this key pair and this all are not costed. That's what I'm saying. Okay, now click on these instances. Now once you create a key pair, in your case I have two instances, but in your case no instances will be there, right? Now click on launch instance. Give some name, Docker. Give some name here, name of the instance or virtual machine. Okay, now just go down. Do not modify anything, but here in the key pair section, just select your key pair which you have created there. In the previous step you created a key pair, right? Those will be appear in this place. Actually create a JDK. Okay, something like that. My key pair has been appeared here. In your case, if you create a key pair, that key pair will be appeared here actually. Okay, right? So here go down. Once you selected a key pair, go to the network settings. In this network settings, you need to modify this security group, and just by automatically this will be selected. Just click on this select an existing security group, and from this existing security group you need to select the default security group. This one you need to select out of this. Okay, now everything will be the same. What you need to do, you need to give some name. You need to select your key pair, and under the network settings, you need to use selecting existing security group. And once you select this existing security group, you need to click on this. You need to select this default security group actually. So something like this. Okay, now that's the thing actually. That's it. You need to do only two changes. One is key pair and the security group. That's it. Okay, after clicking on creating instance, create a new instance, something like that. Click on launch instance. Okay, once you click on launch instance, okay, that means a virtual machine will be created. Okay, virtual machine will be created. Now click on these instances. Now just refresh. Okay, now you see that docker virtual machine is being created. Okay, yeah, just wait for it. It should be in running state and 2x2 health checks passed. Just wait until that time, until that complete. Actually, 1 second, let me go here, let me refresh. It is initializing. Just wait for it. It should be soon coming up. It's still initializing. Just we are going to wait for it. Yeah, now you can see that it is 2x2 health checks passed. It is completed. The creation of the virtual machine is completed. Now after creating this virtual machine, click on that virtual machine checkbox. This is a checkbox that you need to click on, and click on connect. Click on connect. Once you click on connect, you need to click on this connect. You can see that this is the connect option you are going to get. Just click on this connect actually. Now yeah, you have entered into the virtual machine. You have entered into the virtual machine. That means this one I have entered into this. Okay, I have entered into this virtual machine, right? Once you entered into this virtual machine, you need to install Docker in it. Okay, you need to install Docker in it. This is a Linux operating system. You can see that this one, Linux, Amazon Linux is operating system that is there with the sudo su hyphen that we have. You need to enter, you need to switch to root user. In case of Linux, you will be logged into the Linux user, and you need to switch to EC2-user, not EC2-user. You will be logged in, and you need to switch to root user with this command sudo su hyphen. Okay, root user. Okay, after switching to root user, just install. Okay, yum install docker. Just click on enter. Okay, now just click on y. Just click on y. It will ask for confirmation. There, click on y actually. Now after that, it will be continuously, like, it will be installing Docker software. Yeah, it has been installed Docker software. Now verify whether the Docker software is running. Actually, systemctl. Okay, status Docker. Okay, okay, after installing Docker, 1 second, systemctl start Docker. Okay, now you need to enter this. Okay, you need to enter this. Now just check yes systemctl status Docker. You can see that Docker is active and running. You can see that now Docker is active and running. Two commands what you need to execute: yum install Docker and systemctl start Docker. These are the two commands for installation of Docker. Just execute these two commands. Just Docker will be installed. Right, now let me clear the screen. Once the Docker is installed, you can execute Docker commands. Right, this is the Docker commands that I am going to execute. Docker container ls. You can see that I can be able to execute Docker commands. Right, So that's how the creation of AWS account, creation of EC2 machine, and creation of virtual machine, EC2 machine, or the Docker, installing Docker into that virtual machine. And we are good to go with practicing Docker here. Before going to practicing Docker, you need to understand Docker commands, you need to understand Docker architecture, you need to understand terminologies of Docker. Okay, so that's what we are going to discuss tomorrow. Docker terminologies, Docker architecture, and some of the Docker commands, use cases. That's what we are going to discuss tomorrow. And from Monday, okay, I have told you right already, from Monday your timings will be 8 a.m. morning. You are going to get a new link. Link is going to be changed from Monday, and that timings will be 8 a.m. morning. Do not forget about that. I am regularly remembering that. Okay, that's the thing. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask.
So how long it will take the duration?
Which entire course?
Yes.
Entire course will be from, actually I have planned to 50 days, but between 50 days to 55 60 days, something like that. Okay,
so 8 a.m. batch will be at same stage, or it will be?
yes, they are at commands level, commands and use cases level, and you are also at the same level. I mostly at the same level. Yes.
Hi, today only I joined first class actually. This is like basics to advanced we will cover, right? Scratch to what are
Yes, yes,
the real time scenarios.
yes. I hope you all the videos were been uploaded actually already. Let me
Okay.
show you durgasoft.com. You can understand from the syllabus. We have put in a mind both the freshers as well as experienced people. uh, in order to design this course, you can see that this is a course content that we have. Okay, in this course content we have multiple concepts which are required for your daily work and which are required for the interview cracking. Okay, all these things which are required, and we are including 8 different projects which are really used in the real time. You can see at the bottom, project number 1, project number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different projects that we have, and we are going to use 28 different tools as part of this project. You can see that these are the 28 different tools that we are going to use, and these are the AWS services we are going to use. Okay, so see, it's from very scratch to the advanced level. Who is with 5 to 6 years of experience after completing the course? Yeah, that's the thing.
Like this is totally dependent to like admin part or
No, it is dependent on both. Okay,
both. Okay.
admin as well as developer part. Okay,
Okay.
these 3 tools are important for admins. These 3
Okay.
tools are important for developers as well nowadays. Okay,
Okay.
so they both, we have considered both and created this
Okay.
course.
If I am asking is currently I am supporting an admin part only, Linux admin. Okay, I need to go for an admin side only instead of like other. Like, is this suitable for me? Like Kubernetes administration part also. Next step.
Yes, it is suitable for you because the concepts
Okay.
are like that and the things are like that in this course. You can see the course content once, and
Yes,
you
yes,
can,
I saw the course content.
yeah.
Okay, like why I'm asking is like in every do like they are which issues you have faced in that real time, like that they are asking, right? You will cover everything, right? What are the
Yes,
issues we will
yes,
face in each
yes.
topic, right? Each
Let me show.
scenario specific. Yeah.
Let me show you. I'm covering from many batches actually. Let me show
Okay.
you. Debugging issues faced. I will be listing issues something like this, and I will be what are the issues faced, and see, these are all the things that is there with the course. These are different issues, and this is a reason for this issue, and this is how this problem need to be solved, and this is a reason why this issue has been occurred. Such kind of debugging, very clear debugging will be there as part of the course. You can see that this everything I have listed here, I will be giving to each student in the classes, and I will be telling the reasons and what is that. Okay, all the things will be explained clearly actually. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So if I want to write the certification, will it be sufficient?
Yes, it is sufficient for CKAD certification as part of the Kubernetes. You can write that. Yes. Okay. If anyone are new, please there is a YouTube, the people are uploaded in the YouTube. Let me stop my screen share and let me go, let me show you the playlist. Let me keep the link of the playlist to you. YouTube, and I will be DURGASOFT and playlist.
If you deny that,
yeah, only one class got completed. Let me put it in your chat.
No, one more question, sir. Like end-to-end deployment also, we will see this in this sessions.
Yes, from starting of the application creation. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Start from starting of the application creation until the deployment of the into the Kubernetes cluster. What are the steps we are going to do? All the things will be shown. All the things will be automated. First, we'll be doing manually, and everything will be automated as part of the Jenkins pipeline.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
No, but this application creation will be part of development phase, right?
Yes, yes. See, I have already an application. Okay, I will not be creating application in the class. Okay, I'll be showing this is application. This contains the APIs and all these things. But yeah, that kind of development that will be not covered here, right? So that's application is there already. But after creating the application, what are the steps need to be undergone? That will be there as part of this course.
Okay, so our role will be like deployment and scale up, scale down, those things, right?
Yeah, or after the deployment, what are the things that will be there? Our role will be that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So deployment will also be from the dev side or from our side?
No, it is for the not development side. Developers are responsible to develop the applications, but nowadays if you see the JDs, people also is expecting, the companies also expecting Docker, Jenkins, and Kubernetes, right? So it is also important for the developers to learn the Docker, Jenkins, and Kubernetes. Yes, that's what I can say. But yeah, it's not a development work that we have actually. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, these are the core tools which are required, and our link is going to be changed soon, and tomorrow is the last demo, and from Monday we are going to start the classes at 8 a.m. morning. You will be switched back to that batch, and yeah, that's the thing I want to say. And if you have any questions, you can ask, and we are going to create a Telegram group, and you will be adding to that Telegram group. And if any problems appears in your regular practice, also you can post there, and we are going to support you. And that's the thing. And if you have any questions, you can ask. If not, we'll meet in the next class. Thank you. Any questions?
I think one more question, sir. Like monitoring also will cover, right, in these sessions?
Yeah, we are going to integrate our Kubernetes cluster with Prometheus and Grafana. And we can monitor the Kubernetes cluster as part of the Grafana dashboard. Yes, that project is there. How to integrate the Prometheus and Grafana with the Kubernetes cluster, and how to monitor that as part of the Grafana dashboard. Yeah, that's it here.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Thanks for joining session, and we'll meet in the next class, that is tomorrow 7 a.m. morning at the same time. Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.